Crowd on their feet, 2 by 2, 40 cars deep, as they come through the tri-oval, getting ready for the start of the elimination race at Talladega Superspeedway. Pressure has not been higher. Green flag in the air.
First time they've been in a pack like this. They've been here for 2 days, but in the practice you get on Friday, you get a pack of maybe 12 cars at the most. This is the first time they've been on the racetrack with this many cars.
Look at how they spread out going down the backstretch. Already 3 distinct lines have formed.
It didn't take Brad Keselowski to show us that side draft. They're going to use it all day long. He pulled down to the quarter panel of the 78, pulled the 78 back, now tries to clear him off the turn 4.
Back into the tri-oval. 2 and 3 wide already. Keselowski starting to move back and forth to block, get in front of whichever line is moving.
Brad Keselowski dominating this race so far in terms of dictating the pace of the race. Has the very first stall on pit road already gone. 4 fresh Goodyear tires for that 2 car. No chassis changes. Very happy with it. Obviously has a ton of speed.
24 able to stay behind them as they came out, and Jack underneath the 22. That could be devastating for this team.
Well, now it's also going to be very interesting to see where this Jack ends up. If it ends up on the racetrack, we could have a caution, and the 3 Joe Gibbs cars have yet to pit. They've actually put a few cars a lap down.
And that's what the 22 needs. That's what they want. The best case scenario for them. You see him dragging it back and forth. He wants that Jack to come out to force a caution.
And the 4 had to stay behind him. You can't come on, you can't blend onto the racetrack until you come out of turn number 2. He's still trying to get rid of the Jack. It's going down the backstretch at about 150 miles an hour.
We talked about pit road mistakes. That's what we're talking about.
Once again, the 11 gets a speeding penalty. Denny Hamlin too fast entering pit road.
Talks about pit road mistakes. It's not just on the driver, it's on the crew. We've seen 2 issues here. The 11 and the 22 in the first round of pit stops.
Yes, and this is just the first round of pit stop. 40 laps into this 188-lap race.
Jack is still hung up.
Jack's still underneath the 22. It made it all the way around the racetrack without coming undone. The penalty for taking equipment out of your box for the 22 was served when he came back to his box, when they were able to take the Jack out from underneath the 22.
And that could be a reason why they didn't change left side tires. They didn't service the car. They just removed the equipment. You got to remember, when you're under penalty, you can't really service your car.
Marty.
And guys, I believe the 78 has lost an engine. Martin Truex Jr. said the engine blew up down the straightaway. He said when he left pit road last time, there was smoke in the cabin, and he said they also had a very bad vibration. The smoke had gone away. He said the vibration had not, and just a moment ago, going down the backstretch, he said the engine just let go, guys. Obviously, this is going to be a huge hit for their championship hopes and likely take them out of it.
Getting up to speed, the 2 of Brad Keselowski, quite a bit slower than the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on that restart.
Stenhouse Jr., I don't know. I thought Stenhouse Jr. would pull down in front of the 2 car blocking, but he kept that bottom lane open. That's what you got to be selfish. Maybe he was trying to help Paul Menard, but honestly, in this kind of racing, somebody pushes you, great, but you got to go protect yourself. You can take that spot, you got to go take it.
Yeah, you definitely got to be more aggressive than that, especially when he got such a good restart. But we know Brad's really smart. He knows exactly what he's doing out there. He had a great shove from the 41 on that restart. Now he's back in the lead.
Speaking of getting away, the 24 out in front. He must have listened to you, Junior. He's out front now. He brought the 16 along with him. We'll see how well the 24 can do. Well, the 16 is going to be able to get by him. So the 16 and the 24 were running side by side. Way up the racetrack goes Greg Biffle.
Immediately up the racetrack to try to get in front of the 24, thinking that was the car he wanted to be in front of. Even though the 2 was coming as well, he thought the outside line with the energy from the outside line was going to be the best to protect the lead.
We've seen Brad Keselowski sort of dictate the pace of this race. A moment ago, he gave up the lead intentionally because the water temperature on the 2 car was getting so warm. In fact, he said it was plus 15 at one point over their maximum temperature he wanted to see. They got most of that debris off by giving up the lead and falling back through the pack. But Junior, why does it always seem to be that the cars, when we get in the single file pack around the top here at Talladega, get debris on the grill when you're leading?
Well, when we're all running against the wall up high, we're all pulling all the debris up into that groove. And that debris is going to sit there and wait on that lead car to come pick it up. And these cars are so close to the ground, the splitters are right on the ground. He's going to shovel that right up into the grill. And we saw with the 16, we've seen it now with the 2. If those guys get formed up against that outside line again, you got to watch that lead car. And he has to watch that debris. And it's mainly on the straightaways, the front stretch or the back stretch, where you're going to pick that up.
Saw it just moments ago. And around goes the 16. The 83 falling up to the wall. 3 of them into the wall as it came out of 4.
That's a tough break for Biffle. He had a good car, led some laps earlier.
83 of Jeffrey Earnhardt involved. Casey Mears in the back of the 13 there, and Greg Biffle. The 3 cars involved.
Right here, straight ahead. Got 12.
A lot of damage to Casey Mears. He was pinned into the wall as Biffle was able to get to his pit stall. Take a look at what happened. A lot of damage to the rear of that car as well.
As they're coming off, or in the middle of 4 right here, you see Biffle's at the top of the racetrack. He's kind of down half a lane. Jeffrey Earnhardt's in the middle, gets in the left rear quarter panel, sends the 16 spinning, and collects the 13 of Casey Mears. As we talked all week long, so 13 of Casey Mears not doing anything wrong. They crash and come right in front of him.
Two by two once again, Denny Hamlin. The high line, Kyle Larson down below as they enter the restart zone. Green flag back in the air.
Your teammates on the inside row, Kyle Larson and Jamie McMurray, both took 2 tires to gain the track position.
Coming up to speed, the restricted horsepower takes a while, almost a lap for them to get up to full speed. Breaking into 2 and 3 wide already as they go into turn 3.
And this is the risk of pulling out of line. Ryan Blaney thought he had a little bit of a run, pulled out of line. Brad Keselowski knew better. He knew the 21 didn't have that momentum, so he stayed in line, and he's going to shuffle the 21 out.
Joey Logano had the issue with the jack, took it all the way around the track, came back onto pit road, they removed the jack. Joey Logano in the top 5.
Well, how about Denny Hamlin had a speeding penalty, recovered from that. You were right, though. That caution when it came out for both of those cars really saved them. They were both in trouble, and the first caution of the day came right out after their issue.
So now's a chance for Brad Keselowski. He had a big push from the 41 of Kurt Busch.
Trying to take advantage of it. He shot up the racetrack just in front of the 21.
Yeah, when he did that, look what happened to Kurt Busch. It moved him to the back. Keselowski, big aggressive move to the bottom.
There he goes, trying to get side by side with the 11 for the lead.
Goes up, a little side draft on the left rear quarter panel, just enough time to stop the 11 and convince the 21 to go with him. That was perfectly timed by Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step over the 21, side draft the 11, and what he did, that's why Keselowski was able to clear the 11. You see his hand out the window. Keselowski had his hand out the window. Sorry, didn't mean to walk over. There you go, there's the move.
He's going to try to let the 21 back in line, but we'll see how much momentum he's going to have to give up to do that.
Right now, everybody behind him saying, can we take this, use this to our advantage? But I don't think they're going to be able to.
Not moved by the 21.
That was done
Okay, here we go.
exceptionally well.
Down back, single file. today. Sorry about that.
Back to racing. Joey Logano on the high side. Kevin Harvick down low.
Look at the gap behind Logano. The 44 is not on his rear bumper, although the car behind Bowman, behind Harvick, is not on Harvick's bumper.
Side by side for the lead.
And here comes the pushes. That second row has now caught the front row. Who's going to pull out of line? Well, Denny Hamlin can continue to push.
They spread out as they come off at 2. The 22 has the advantage. Can he hang on to it? Here comes the 4 on the bottom. Brian Scott in the 44 trying to push the 22. They've separated themselves. Here comes the 88 of Alex Bowman. Once again, side drafting as they come out of 4. Into the tri-oval. Logano with the advantage. He moves down to the double yellow line.
And 88 gets...
And around goes the 88. Alex Bowman slides into the infield. The caution comes out. There will be overtime.
That's exactly what we talked about. Coming to 2 to go, you have to make moves. You have to do things you weren't going to do earlier. You no longer lift. You no longer get someone a spot. You have to keep your nose in there, and it creates these wrecks.
There's a great view.
Oh, he's coming around well before the 41 ever gets there.
So you mentioned it, Steve. That bottom lane in the tri-oval, the very bottom lane where the 24 car is right now, there is less banking in the tri-oval than everywhere else in that bottom lane. So when you get all bunched up and there's a car on the outside of you, there's a car behind you, it takes the air off your car. And that is the worst your car will drive all day long, because there's so many cars, no air, and there's no banking in that bottom lane.
16.5 degrees of banking.
So right there is on the bottom. You see he has to chase it up the racetrack, and it just goes around on him. I didn't see any contact.
2 by 2 through the restart zone. Joey Logano on the inside, Brian Scott on the outside.
Kevin Harvick doing a really nice job of pushing Logano. It's exactly what Logano needs. Now he's clear of Scott.
The inside line is rolling just a little bit quicker. Inches separate these cars. All the way up the racetrack they go.
Now Logano can just block. He's cleared the 4 car, got off of his rear front bumper. Now he can just block whichever lane is coming.
A huge gap between the 22 and the 44 as they enter turn 3 for the final time. Up the racetrack, the 22 goes, blocking the 44. Coming out of turn 4. A long ways back to the checkered flag. 3 and 4 wide, fighting for position. Joey Logano through the tri-oval. Logano wins at Talladega.
Next round, yeah!
Victory lane at Talladega, and Joey Logano is going to come out of the top of the 22 car. Why not? That's a way to celebrate. Let's see this dismount. Now you got to get out of there. Clutch win for this race team all week long. He said he was looking forward to this race, and now we know why. Joey, when you were dragging a jack around the racetrack, did you think that this might not be your day and you might not end up here in victory lane?
Plenty early enough in the day that that mistake happened, and no one got worked up. Everyone stayed focused in on their job, and man, it just feels good to win on a clutch moment like that. And coming here with the pressure on, and this team excels when that happens. So what an awesome race, fun race for the Shell Pennzoil Ford. I think AAA, Autos Trader, AutoZone, Ford, Roush Yates Motors. I think we ran like a champ today. SKF Snap-on, Coca-Cola and Wheels Up. What a great day, man. That was awesome. It feels so good to win here. You never know you have it to the end. But how about Brian Scott there doing a couple 4s there, racing for the win? That was pretty cool.